The Nigeria Labour Congress has formally written to the police stating why the NLC President Joe Ajaero could not honor an invitation by the police. In the light of the brewing face-off between the Labour Union and the Nigerian Police Force, the NLC asked its members to be ready to commence a nationwide strike if required. International bodies like the Amnesty International Nigeria accused the federal government of trying to undermine and intimidate the NLC and its leadership with allegations of terrorism financing. International Trade Union Confederation also expressed concerns over what it called escalating attacks on the trade union movement in Nigeria. The NLC president was meant to appear before the police investigation team yesterday for interrogation over allegations of terrorism financing and treasonable felony. But the labor movement urged the police to shift the date till August 29th. Well, joining me on the program at this time to discuss this and more is Abayomi. Arabambi is the National Publicity Secretary of the Lamidia Papa-led faction of the Labour Party. Thank you for your time. Also, I have Comrade Odion. Olaye is the NLC Chairman, Edo State Chapter. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let me start off with you, Mr. Abayomi Arabambi. You wrote an extensive letter to the Nigerian Police Force. I want to, of course, go through that letter right now. The title of the letter is Open Letter to the Inspector General of Police Before Joe Ajaero Plunges Nigeria into Civil and Ethnic War Through Violent Political Insurrection. Time to be decisive is now. I'm reading from your letter. I mean, it's a 36-point letter, but let me go to point 5, which you made available to us. You said, I also officially, on behalf of our party National Working Committee, draw the attention of the National Security Advisor, Chief of Defense Staff, Director General of the Department of State Services, and your good self about the clandestine plans by the President of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Comrade Joe Ajaero, the former President of the NLC, Comrade Abdulwahid Omar, who is also a member of the New Nigeria People's Party, to levy war against the state in order to intimidate or overpower the President of the Federal Republic and overthrow the civilian administration. This particular open letter is strong worded, and I just read a part of it because we are still going to dig deep on it at some point. But what exactly are you pushing for?
I mean, speaking strictly, about his conduct with his attempt to use Labour Party, as a cover-up to achieve his aim of destabilizing Nigeria. This is not today that Ajaero has been involved in this kind of shenanigans. He attempted to form United Labour Congress because he lost an election to Ibaraba. I know him too well, and he knows me. He was even in a meeting with the then Minister of Labour in Gigi, asking them to deregister Nigeria Labour Congress. That's number one. Number two, this was a man who deliberately, knowing it is against the Constitution, the Miscellaneous Act, he went because he is a member of the National Union of Electricity Employee, switch off our national grid when he knew it is illegal for him to do so. This was the same man who went to Imo simply because the NLC there objected to his style of leadership. He went there to cause confusion, claiming no flight should come in and out, of Imo. And this was the same man who invaded our party national secretariat when he's not a financial member, more than 4 times, with thugs, dangerous weapon. Ajaero loaded over 20 buses to our secretariat. Bring the gate down. The gate down. As if they are from motor park. That kind of a person is even unfortunate to lead Nigeria Labour Congress. We have never, seen so bad like that. So from our point, for switching off the national grid is an attempt to intimidate the president and overthrow him. He knew what treasonable felony is. And because he was unable to achieve that with NLC, he picked a man from Mubi Ward in Zaria, that is the Abayomi man, which have gone on television to name his ward to come and help Labour Party, so that clandestinely they want to use Labour Party to cause civil unrest, so that Nigeria will be destabilized. That I have told him over time when I met him in Lagos. I've told him point blank I cannot run for president of Nigeria. He kept denying it. He cannot run for president of Nigeria. Nigeria is not meant for, it's like to say you want to run because you are president of NLC. That is the problem we have with him, that Labour Party is not for grab. We do not want anybody to label Labour Party as a party of terrorists or a party that wants to destabilize Nigeria. And like I said, over 5 times, he invaded our secretariat. The first was when we got an order of a court. When he came and said we are rodents, president of NLC calling some of us that are older than him, rodents, that are senior to him, even in nature and education, he's calling us rodents because he's the president of NLC. What is the meaning of that? And after that, even when the court of appeal now set aside the order, all of them still said Apure must go. Where is Apure going? He cannot dictate to us. There is no part of the constitution of the trade union or Nigerian Labour Congress that gave him that power to infiltrate Labour Party. Neither do we have such in our own constitution that we cannot decide for them how to run their affairs. If you are the people that register Labour Party, Section 232, it has clear such an ambiguity that once an association is referred to as a political party, it will have a life of its own.
All right.
It will have its own national officer and constitution.
All right.
So I don't know who is, advising him, but as far as we are concerned, Labour Party believe Ajaero is a political terrorist who should be investigated.
All right, let me leave you for a moment, Mr. Arabambi. Let me bring in Comrade Olaye into the conversation. Now, Comrade, I believe you've heard some of the things that Mr. Arabambi has said. You might just want to react. But my question to you is this. The invitation by, of course, security forces to the NLC president, particularly on charges of treason. I'd like your reaction to that.
Thank you very much. Let me quickly react to that of the invitation of the police. We all know that Nigerian Labour Congress is the voice of the citizen of Nigeria, not only Nigeria workers. What Nigerian Labour Congress is doing for Nigeria workers is not going down well with the federal government. And as we all know, police as a federal government instrument, they are only trying to use that to intimidate Nigerian Labour Congress, to create fear on Nigerian Labour Congress, so that anytime they want to do anything to Nigerian workers, or rather the citizen of Nigeria, Nigerian Labour Congress will not talk. And that one we say no to. Anytime there's anything that is not going on well with the workers of Nigeria, the Nigerian Labour Congress will take that matter up, no matter how it is. Ajaero did not say he's not going to answer the police. We met yesterday. The National Executive Council met on an emergency meeting yesterday, where we consult with the lawyer of the Congress, felony, who now advised that he is going to write to the police, because Ajaero was already having other engagement for that yesterday, that he is going to tell the police, suggest a day to them. If it's convenient for them, Ajaero will come that day. Ajaero will come and answer their invitation. And the issue of terrorism sponsoring, they are trying to bring in. We don't need to consult anything before we know that they are only trying to use the police to witch hunt the entire Nigeria Labour Congress in the Federation, not only Ajaero, because the past leadership, yes, they do fight the rights of Nigeria workers, but to a state they will revise. But since Ajaero come on board, once there is any issue that has to do with workers, either at the state level or at the federation, he called NEC meeting. Then all of us will discuss it and arrive on a conclusion. It is the decision of the NEC. Ajaero is using other members of the union to implement. The issue of terrorism is not there at all. Police just want to use that to intimidate Nigeria Labour Congress. And we are resolute to take it up with the federal government, or rather the police. If they want to kill us, let them continue. The remaining one will continue to fight the cause.
But because, okay.
Because the reason is this. Since Ajaero came on board, we have gone on strike for about 2 times, and everybody saw the reason. Since Ajaero came on board, we have gone on protest about 2-3 times, and everybody saw the reason. And that reason is manifesting on the citizen of Nigeria today. Everybody is seeing it. The Nigeria Labour Congress saw this hardship coming. That is why we are saying no. Bring down the hike in fuel. Bring down the hike electricity tariff. But they didn't listen to it. I want to use this medium to tell all citizens of Nigeria. The fact.
I think we lost. Okay, please continue. It seems we lost connectivity with you.
In fact, Nigeria Labour Congress is fighting. It's not just for only Nigeria workers. It's for the whole citizen. Nigeria Labour Congress, we have taken a decision yesterday. All state council continue to mobilize the affiliates, member of 46 or 48 union members. Immediately, Ajaero is detained by the police. From that very day, 12 midnight, we'll shut down the nation.
All right, let me. Okay, so
that is for the issue of
the arrest,
the invitation of the police.
Okay.
Let me quickly react to what that man have just said. The man that is talking of Nigeria, Labour Party, he did not know anything about Labour Party. Ajaero never go to Imo State because of politics. Ajaero went to Imo State because of a decision that was even taken before his emergence as a president. That decision was taken by the regime of Ayuba Wabo. We only revisit it and fix that date. And as at the time the National Executive fixed that date, the INEC has not even fixed a date for Imo election. And when the day come, and we are going to do it before the election, because of the federal government is seeing the leadership of Ajaero, they decide to do what they do to Ajaero.
All right.
Let me use this opportunity. Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Let me use this opportunity to thank the National Security Advisor who intervened that day. Otherwise, by now, their plan is to kill Ajaero that day. It was the one that intervened that made the police to leave Ajaero. So the issue of Labour Party, the man that is talking there, he did not know how Labour Party was registered.
I'm sorry
If you want to talk of those who have jacked the Labour Party, it's Abure and his squad. The Labour Party was registered by Nigeria Labour Congress. The evidence are there.
All right, let me leave you for a moment. Mr. Olaye, Comrade Olaye. Comrade Olaye, let me leave you for a moment.
Yes.
I mean, just to, of course, take in some of the things you've said. Let me go back to Mr. Arabambi. I mean, he has reacted to some of the things you said in your opening remark. But maybe you might just want to sort of react to it. But still on your letter, you wrote that Comrade Ajaero is playing an ethnic card against unity, Constitution, and the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria by his unwarranted, clandestine, and violent attempt to remove Barrister Julius Abure, and Alhaji Farouk Umar Ibrahim using the NLC platform to prosecute such a sinister agenda of violent political insurrection against Nigeria using the Labour Party. I mean, these are pretty strong allegations. You said he's also playing the ethnic card. I'd like you to speak on that.
Well, thank you very much. They claim they set up the NTC even against Section 15, 1, 2, and 3 of the Trade Union Act, Cap 14 and 15 of 2004. I think most of the NSC should know some of us are well grounded. I have spent 16 years in Labour Party, so not somebody coming to tell me, oh, he doesn't know anything about Labour Party is quite unfortunate. The NTC has 27 members. The Southeast state has 5 states. In the entire 27 members, 18 are from the Southeast. 18. That is a man who wants to tell us he's a pan-Nigerian because we are idiots from the other region of Nigeria. And what was the problem? We said this year Benicio in 2022 when I complained on Arise TV then that they were trying to modernize Labour Party. Where was Ajaero? Let them reel out the name. Who is the chairman of the political commission? Who is the secretary from the Southeast? The NTC they form, other than Abdulwahid Omar, ask them, let that man read out the name to you and their state. And they are telling us they want to take over Labour Party. For what? That is the ethnicity card the guy is playing. But because the NLC has limited opportunity politically, they now wanted to extend their inordinate ambition and expansionist tendency to capture Labour Party and now use it for civil unrest. And what is civil unrest? It is a treasonable felony offense where you are now trying to intimidate a sitting government, whether a president or governor. In his own attempt also, he has been to that secretariat 5 times. Bring down the gate, bring that gate. You saw them in their multitude. Where did Ajaero got that money from? You mobilized Nigerians of your instruction in 20 buses to invade our party secretariat. Was he using his own money or the union money, which is against the Section 15(1) of the Trade Union that you must not use union due for anything politics. It is stated there. They said, whosoever does that,
okay.
That person.
I'm sorry, Mr. Arabambi. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt your flow of thought, but I understand that we have a breaking story now that we need to cut to. We would, of course, return back to this conversation. Do stay with us.